Rain falling in your face doesn't compare to the amount of pain, and it stays when you don't want to break all of those things that make you run away. Your love's like a battery charging my heart right now, and though you left all the things you had but not just found, and I know you had to go but left me not to know, like a snake's tongue is stung, but I had to show your battery.
What's with the sports drink then?
Be the football trainer, aren't
Do you want to, I haven't really spoke to you, I don't know if you told Nigel, do you want to tell us about the Benidorm trip last week with Cardiff Cosmopolitan Land Rumney mashup?
I told you, didn't I?
Cardiff Cosmos were there, were they?
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, I
the
saw you.
the Mackies came.
Right.
The captain came, Sam,
Right.
Joel, and Matty Reese.
Yeah.
One of the Land Rumney players had a tattoo.
Oh.
One of the Land Rumney players got elbowed in the face by
Same guy, by the way.
by the Land Rumney manager. Who then had stitches in his lip.
Really?
Yeah, and the Land Rumney manager is an absolute pain in the ass when it comes to shots. So, like, it turns up, don't care if this goes out, turns up.
It's going out.
Turns up, literally, it turns up, causes absolute chaos, supplies everyone with shots, gets you absolutely upside down pissed and fucks off home.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you hear the first. Plumber's in bed by 7 o'clock.
Plummer is an absolute lightweight.
James was there, was he?
No, James wasn't there.
Oh, wasn't he?
But it was Ethan Mackey,
Yeah, yeah.
obviously from Land Rumney,
Yeah.
his dad, the captain of the Cosmos, Sam, Joel and Reese.
They're a good side Cosmos. I went to watch them Saturday.
Some of the Land Rumney boys
Yeah.
as well.
They're very
So yeah,
good.
it was good. It was good fun, good laugh. I do realise now I can't do 4 days.
No.
Katie keeps telling me.
You've got to remember, Roger.
I'm
you're
old.
not
I know I'm
getting
old.
Any younger, are you?
I know, but you know, I was good for 2 days. I was fucking dreadful on the last day.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I
Yeah,
love the way he's giving you guys in work the impression that he was ever a drinking legend.
He knows I'm not.
I know what he's like.
When we were in our early 20s, late teens, we were on holiday in Torremolinos, right? We couldn't find him and one of the other boys one night. We went up to the hotel room and they were sat in their boxer shorts watching the wrestling.
Yeah.
In Torremolinos. And we were all going out clubbing.
I was 16.
Oh dear.
I was 16.
He was not 60.
No, he
Full
bloody
of
wouldn't
shit.
be. Don't, I know what he's like.
25. I know what he's like.
I'm the only one that can read him, I tell you.
Hiding drinks.
It's terrible. Yeah. We used to be drinking in the, whatever it was called.
Henry Morgan.
Henry Morgan, wasn't it? And so we'd be in there with a chap called Nick Lloyd from work. And we'd be there, and Nick and I'd be fucking, you know, we've slept on the settee down there many times, you know. Him, it'd be about 10:30, 11, you'd look around, the fuck is wrong? And there'd be this, like, glass like this.
No, bottle of Bulmers hit
glass,
between the mirror.
like half full, and it was as flat as a pancake. So it had been like there for an hour at least.
Yeah.
And he just fucked off. And gone.
Yeah, anyone
must have
watch
been his
it,
round, no?
everyone know. Oh, that's
Just
the other joke.
terrible. Terrible.
Have you ever seen Rodri at the bar? That's what I want to know.
No,
Okay.
no. No, you don't. It's me and Nick. The following day, Nick would go, "Do you know?" He said, "I spent fucking 80-odd quid last night." And I'd be going, "Yeah, mine was 80, 100, something like that."
I mean,
Well,
fucking credit.
You'd say to Rod, you'd say, "How much did you spend last night then?" "Oh, bloody 20 quid. Bag of chips and a taxi home." He walked down once and ended up by the fridge, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's terrible.
His best one with me in our football days is, do you remember the Christmas party, Lamwern? So we've gone, don't ask me what the place was called. So we got George Anescu with us. He was the number 2.
Yeah.
So
Your eyes only. No, that's Costco. That was funny.
strip club. Right?
Oh dear.
Anyway, so, for your eyes only.
I don't know.
So we're upstairs in this bar, right? And George Enescu likes to be flash on his nights out, doesn't he? And George goes, champagne. I won't do the accent, but hey boys, and then the champagne. So he orders this champagne, and we walk away from the bar. We're like, George, we haven't got the drink. So a couple of minutes later, this like metal thing comes out filled with crushed ice, and there's a bottle of Veuve Clicquot champagne in the ice, sparklers. Yeah, we look like right wankers, but it was Christmas and we were drunk, right? Sparklers going off. But even back then, now it's like 60, 65 quid, that is. So of course we all have a glass. There's me, Pete Fordham, George. I buy one next. Christmas.
You know what's coming.
Right? Then,
Fire alarm went off, Nige.
young Pete Fordham, right? He was only about 21, 22 at the time. He didn't have much money. He bought one, right?
Don't have any money, Nige.
Never saw that man again that night.
You wouldn't
Gone.
do. No,
Gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
No shame. Absolutely
no
shame.
no,
Didn't have any money,
no.
Nige. Skint it was.
Reasonably open about it as well. You know?
I'd no money at all.
No, but even when you had and have got money, you're no different. Yeah. Oh, where's Rod? Oh, must be in the toilet.
Fucking gone home.
Hey,
Talk about some football?
The home week.
It's
Just like take the piss out of me. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we'll get back to that, Rod, I'm sure.
yeah, no, we will. We will.
What's the latest project now? Because we'll obviously we'll get into the whole Tiger Woods clubs numbers and all that.
Yeah.
So what's the latest project for you? And it's definitely a project, isn't it? Because it's a bit
It is a
change of
project.
direction.
Yeah.
Would be Taffs Well.
Absolutely.
And that's last summer that you all went in, yeah?
May.
Or was it?
We were asked to go there to help them out because obviously poor Norm had passed
Yep.
away, and
Yeah.
Steve and Mackie, the sort
Yeah.
of Richie. Richie's youngish.
Yeah.
The other two are a little bit more older, and wanted people or somebody to help them because they
Yeah.
didn't want to run a football club. And I fully understand that because one looks after the pitch, the grass.
It's the ground as well, isn't it?
It's a
Obviously,
big-
it's a
it's a
long
big
time
thing.
ago, but I was down there with the youth once and
Yeah.
for a few years. And there is a lot that goes into it, isn't there?
Oh, no, there
just
is.
silly little things.
Yeah. No, there is.
And now they've
There
got
is.
2 proper stands and everything there as
Yeah.
well, so there's a lot
Yeah.
to maintain.
But the
isn't there?
facility is good.
It is
It
good.
requires
Yeah.
a lot of work,
Yeah.
unfortunately. The clubhouse and the changing rooms, the roof is knackered. It leaks. We dread the bad weather because we've got buckets everywhere, and we've tried patching it up for so many years. So now we're in a position where we're talking with the FAW, WGI, call it whatever you will. So we're just getting a schedule of works together and what have you. So it will get sorted now, thankfully, but there's still a lot of work to go.
It's one of those grounds that has to have support, isn't it? It's got to get support because it needs to be maintained.
It does, and it's awkward sometimes because somebody will say, well, we started the season with the youth team. So they have the youth team, the first team, and the ladies playing on the pitch.
Yeah.
You know the pitch yourself.
It's not
you
the
can't
best,
take
is
it.
it, for
You just can't take
drainage,
it.
no.
So we've had all this bad weather recently, and it's just been shambolic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But you know what? I can tell you a story along those lines that shows that what you're saying is right as well. When I was the under-19s manager back in the old Gwent National Youth League days,
I remember that.
right?
Yeah.
We, when Nicky Tucker was first team manager at Taffs, that's how long ago it was, and we played a match on a Sunday that we should never have played, but because we hadn't played for 6 or 7 weeks, and I think Don, bless him, was on holiday at the time, so we played it. That pitch was unplayable for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
For anyone, first, seconds, youth, anyone.
Yeah.
Because of one game of just cutting the life out of it.
Yeah.
And then every time it rained, it was just rain falling on mud. So it just sludged straight away.
The annoying thing is that we've had that happen recently.
Have you?
And the game should never have been played.
Yeah.
The opposition, us, and anybody else that was in sight, including an ex-Premier referee, said, what on earth are they doing starting this game? And because of it, it got abandoned at half-time.
Oh, that's even worse. You don't even get a result out of it.
But the rain had stopped after 30 minutes. But for some unknown reason, he held on for another quarter of an hour. And it decimated the pitch. So there's been no games on it. at all. The first game since then will be tomorrow night.
Bloody hell.
And then you had your 2 penneth on social media about the game being abandoned.
I did have a little word, yes. Yes,
Not like you, Nige.
No, I'm quite quiet these days, quite reserved.
Well,
But
compared to the past.
Well, yes,
yeah.
but it's just so annoying, you know. But
Yeah.
so yeah, there's a lot of work to be done. Lots going on off the pitch. On the pitch has been difficult because obviously we had to bring in.
Big changes, though.
Yes, we had to bring in new management, coaches, an entire new squad. I think there's 1, possibly 2 players from last year.
Yeah.
They're fighting hard. We've had I have to say, a bit of bad luck at times, but they're young, you know. So unfortunately, you make a mistake, you get punished, don't you? And
How did you find in the summer, all of you, the market for players in Cardiff now at that level? Because there's a lot of choice for players, isn't there?
There is.
But we were just mentioning before we pressed play, didn't we, that the amount of money now
it's phenomenal.
that gets thrown around, and not just by the top teams to the top players.
No, I know.
It makes it difficult, doesn't it? Because you're not at your level. You should be competing with Canton and Cardiff Airport and these Cardiff Corries and people like that for players, shouldn't you?
You should.
But you're not. You're competing with teams in tiers 5, 6, 4, whatever, because that are chucking silly money.
Well, the money creeps down the
Yeah.
pyramid, doesn't it? That's the problem. And there's teams in our league that have got budgets that are just farcical.
Yeah, you can't
wish
really
we
dream
had
of
that.
that.
That sort of budget, you know.
Yeah.
And that's really, really hard. So we've had to rely upon youngsters.
Yeah.
And they're good, and they work really hard.
No chance of Gazer putting his hand in his pocket, the tight bastard. No?
He's a busy boy, Gazer. He's a busy chairman. Very busy chairman. But I think it's slowly beginning to turn.
Yeah.
And I think next season obviously be a big season for us. We should. I know we're right down towards the bottom, but we've got so many games in hand on everybody else, and I know you've got to get the points.
When you take over a team that's just flatlined like that, though, like stopping that rot is really hard.
It is really hard,
really hard.
And then of course it becomes more and more difficult to attract players because they look at it and think, why would I want to go there?
Yeah.
You know?
We did it twice, haven't we?
we've
Three
signed-
times. 3 times we've gone in. And even when you've got good players on the pitch, it takes a while to turn that just that mentality of they're just used to losing all the time around.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like Cross Acadiog had just been relegated, hadn't they? Llanwern had been relegated, and Porth. And it's not easy in that first season. If you can just consolidate, you've won, really, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We've been lucky enough recently just to attract 2, 3, 4 boys that have got much more experience.
Yeah.
We brought in Levi from Goytre, if that's how you pronounce it. I never pronounced that correctly.
That's not far off.
That's not too bad.
To be fair to you, it's not far off.
And he's a very good experienced centre-half. We've just signed a boy now this week from Treherbert, who's one of their goal scorers, Brandon Thomas. We've just signed Sel, the goalkeeper from Tre Thomas.
Yeah.
So, that's good signs and makes a big difference. You've got to have a decent goalkeeper at the back, haven't you? It's worth a few points.
Yeah, it helps.
So it's coming along in the right direction. So fingers crossed.
I think you said there about the pitch and the weather and everything else. I know we spoke in work about the. I know you're a big supporter of the Summer League.
I am.
Conversation.
Right, let's have that out, Nige, because I'm not having it.
I am.
Tell me why you're in favour of.
Well, I'll give you a classic example. My grandson is a good example. He's just this week and early next week maybe. Yeah. I should know this, but he's 17. Was playing for Corrie's under-16s last year. They won the title, walked away with it, did really, really well. Went into this newfangled under-21s league, so all of a sudden they're 16. Everybody else is 21 plus because you've got your overage players as well. And they were getting stuffed every week.
Why didn't they go to youth?
Didn't want to do that. So they could have done under-19s youth, which is what Canton did. And that's probably should have been the route, really.
Yeah.
But, certain people were saying, well, it'll be okay, and, not everybody's going to take it that seriously. Well, that's very untrue. Because
You can have one or two 16-year-olds, but you can't have a team of 16-years playing in a 21.
No, exactly. And my grandson he said to me, "I'm not doing this every week." I remember we went to Crossgillick, and they got absolutely stuffed, 8-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
But they hardly ever had a touch. How they scored 2 goals, I don't know. And he said, "I'm just not doing it." So he went back to his original club, which was AFC Llanedin, and he's playing men's football as centre back in the Cardiff combination.
Yeah.
Which is fine for him for this season. Absolutely fine. Thoroughly enjoying it when he plays, and that's the whole purpose of this conversation.
Yeah.
They've played 6, I think it is, games since the first week of September.
Yeah.
And that's just not acceptable.
If you go to summer football, my view, you see, is that you're talking about that's going to be a long-term strategy. But we're in the middle of a long-term strategy. We've spent millions and millions and tens of millions of pounds on 3G pitches in this country that if you convert the sport to a summer sport are now immediately obsolete.
Well, you say that, but have we really? A lot of these facilities that they've upgraded are existing facilities. There are, but there's no real volume of new facilities.
You know the income. So use where STM used to play the other side of the fence there. That ceases to be a massive income generator, doesn't it, as soon as football goes summer? Because if you're not playing in the winter, you're not training. And you don't need a 3G under floodlight because it's light till 10 o'clock at night.
That's a valid point, but what are you supposed to do? I don't see how.
What do Cardiff Corries do? And they're just an example, right? So what do Cardiff Corries do? Because they can't play at home now.
No.
And they're not the only Cross Achilles another way.
No, I agree.
And there are plenty. And
they're going to play a couple of games with us now.
Yeah, but they're not the reason. They would have to find, those clubs would have to find.
But they would. But
you look at Crossy, the amount of money that has gone into that ground, floodlights, stands, everything else, and then all of a sudden we say can't play there anymore.
No, but
but here's the thing for me, and you'll see this because you're around football teams all the time, Nigel. Now you've got a grandson that's around that age. Have you ever tried fielding a team in the summer?
Yeah, I understand
It's
all that.
absolutely
And I understand what
staggering.
everybody says, and I get it. Unfortunately, a lot of these clubs and leagues are run by dinosaurs. And people might say, I'm a dinosaur, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But the only way this will ever happen is if, one, people actually bother to participate, of which Cardiff didn't bother. And two, it'll need the FAW to turn around to them and say, right, boys, we can't go on like this. We've lost, what did they say the other day, 22,400 games or something in 3 or 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
And it'll need them to just dictate to clubs and say, look, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be this date, break, and play out onto this date. And unless they do, it won't happen.
Yeah.
But you have to do it. It's a bit like the amalgamation of the...
the cancellation data that you've just given there, which is accurate, right? So I'm not saying that. But we didn't have data 10 years ago. So it's not like we can even say it's worse.
No, but neither did we have the weather that we've got now. There's
I
no
don't know.
question.
I
There
don't
is
know.
no question. No, it's far, far worse now. You talk to anybody, whether they're young or old.
We've got
Old in
rainfall
my
data.
case.
We've got rainfall
Yeah.
data. We don't have how many games were called off.
No,
data.
I've said to you, Mike, that I know when I looked at it last year at Pontprenoi, that in the 3 years of November to March, Pontprenoi back then had gone 12 weeks 1 year, 14 weeks, 15 weeks, 16 weeks with no football.
No, correct.
And I know the frustrations around it. Like with Llanrumney now with us, we got 16 games to play in the season. We played 13. We're not playing this week because we're ahead of everyone else. Splot in our league have played 5 since the 1st of September.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Now, that's partly pitches, but also there's other factors involved in that as well.
Well, the kids' football, I don't even think you can throw that into the equation. Because nowadays, you're allowed to just call a game off. Without sanction, give us 20 quid, there we are. You
But
don't
that's
have to
because
play.
of the way
So-
the league's run.
So because you've got, like now, I ran 2 junior football teams in my time, and they were both from Heath. So you can imagine what happens around Easter holidays
I had
and
a
Mother's
Pontprenoi.
Day and all of that, right?
Of course.
No one's available. But it was, back then, it was tough. And look, that doesn't mean that people shouldn't be able to go on holiday or anything else, but the reason some teams are not playing is they're calling games off and just paying 20 quid to call
Exactly.
it off.
Absolutely.
So but that counts as a cancelled game. But for me...
But there's no punishment.
Also,
None.
I remember. No, there isn't.
There's no sanction.
But I went to. If you look at Plummer's first game as Llanrumney manager in the summer, right? He took over, or he was in an observing job down at Pill in the Cup, right? See that shirt behind you, the Llanrumney away shirt? The pitch was that colour. Oh, football's going to be beautiful when it's like that, isn't it? Like this, that colour, bone hard.
But if you live in, I don't know, hotter climates like Malta, Italy, and other places like that,
right.
they're used to it.
And they water them.
Well, to an extent.
Yeah, it's like you play golf in Florida. There's no grass in Florida unless you create it and water it, is there?
No.
But that's the thing. I just don't think as a country we're set up for it. With shared cricket grounds, and we've built 3G pitches all over the country, and then the other side of it is the players. It's becoming incredible in the summer. You know, I've spoken in the last series a number of times about like Pencoed that I was coaching up until till Christmas. Like I've never seen anything like this summer. It's absolutely remarkable. We turned up down here to play a friendly against Llanrumney. We had one first team player in the squad. One.
Oh, attitudes have definitely changed.
But it's probably holidays and
since COVID, in my opinion.
It
has
it's on the
changed.
way, but it's definitely got worse.
It used to be that people would Saturday is my football day, and I'll do anything else. And there's lots that you see in kids and senior football now where if there's nothing else to do, I'll play.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
We had one the other day. We're in a relegation battle, sort of.
Yeah, ish.
And one of them turned around after we played and said, "Oh, meant to mention, I'm going skiing next week." All right, okay. Let's not to worry too much about the points that we need. You know, so that wouldn't have happened a few years ago because you know they're getting some reward, and they'd have possibly thought slightly differently. Whereas I think nowadays people think,
we talked about it. We talked about one last series and it's a goalkeeper that you had at Taffs for a while as well. Couldn't play for us at Llanrumney because he was going to be an acting extra in London on a Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, for 60.
You're a goalkeeper,
Right.
Yeah, we haven't got another
you're a
one.
fucking goalkeeper.
We haven't got another one, and you're gonna.
I know. It's fascinating. It is, and it is difficult.
Do you know part of the problem as well with all that has become because we have a go at the players, but I think the coaches are equally as culpable in it all, right? The worst thing that's happened to Welsh football in the last 5 years: availability polls on WhatsApp. What's that about?
Yeah.
You don't even need to speak to your manager now and
No, I
tell him
know.
I won't be there next week.
know.
You just go, no.
Yeah.
On a
No,
poll.
no, you're absolutely right. We're as guilty as the next one.
Why are you putting polls on WhatsApp?
Yeah, they've got their own little group, and you ask them if they're available, and you know, as you say, one just says no. They don't say no because I've broken my leg, or no, I can't be asked. It's
no.
like no. So I don't know.
I don't understand why we started that and
Very difficult.
why that's a thing. I have no idea. We're doing it for training now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it for training. Availability for training. And then half an hour before training starts, they change from yes to no. As if the coach is sitting there going,
Oh, yeah.
all
Is it
right,
coming?
okay, numbers have changed.
It is ridiculous, I agree. It is. But hey, you know. But going back to the summer thing, though, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll see what
I'm all
happens
for
with
it.
it. It feels to me like it's the
one,
direction of
it's
travel.
one of
and
the things I would say Noel Mooney should be credited with is at least giving that a go because he brought it in Ireland, didn't he? Successfully. And I reckon he could do the same here. But hey.
It's not the sort of better levels of football that I worry about really because you know, we got an irrigation system out here, for example. You know, so if we were in a higher league, we'd be able to water the grass if we have another drought like last summer.
Yes.
But you know, vast majority of teams would have no way to do it. The
No, they're
park
gonna struggle a
pitches
bit.
certainly would not get water.
That is one of the other things as well, is the parks.
wouldn't.
The parks have cut their numbers of staff in right down.
They
'Cause
have.
Remember, a couple of weeks ago, the reason the parks were off is because they didn't have enough parkies
No, I
to
know.
prepare the pitches.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, there's less and less expense by the council, particularly in Cardiff. Cardiff's probably the worst. They just give pitches away to people because they can't maintain them.
Well, you look at Pontcanna.
You know.
Pontcanna used to be that two banks over the brow, the two banks. And if you look at it now, as you come over that out the dressing rooms,
I'd love
everything
someone
to the right is cricket, one rugby pitch, and
That's
there's,
right.
there's about 6 football pitches to the left.
Correct.
I'd love someone to let us know on one of the social media channels how many pitches there were at Pontcanna once. I got some in my head.
Wow.
I reckon I've got memories of playing on pitch 20 something.
Yeah, you would have.
10,
would have.
20.
Because it used to go right the way
it
down
did.
to Sophia Gardens and then right up
Yeah.
to the bridge, the other side of that park.
Yeah, like
as well,
Hackney
didn't it?
Marshes. I reckon about 26
Yeah.
pitches.
No, you're absolutely. Well, look at Ely Racecourse, the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Yes.
Yeah.
There's fewer and fewer pitches there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you look at that. There's those pitches been taken away. There's one pitch has been taken away at the Leisure.
Yeah, I know.
There used to be 3, and now there's only 2.
I know, but that's essentially that's essentially swampland.
Yeah, but I'm
He's
still
leisure
saying
centre, isn't it?
it's a pitch that they can put someone on.
Yeah.
But no, there's less. I mean, go back, God knows how many years now. You couldn't hire a pitch on a Saturday in Cardiff.
True.
It wasn't possible to do it.
Yeah.
But now, with the vastly reduced numbers, I bet you could get one.
Do you know the one that does me with it is that like they're waiting to find out if the Parks games are on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's raining all week. They're going to be off. And then the scramble that goes on to try and get a 3G.
No,
and
I
you're
know.
just like, well, if you had the money to pay for the 3G, why didn't you just book one anyway?
No, I know.
It's like a
I know.
mad rush.
I know.
I tell you one thing else before we get into like talking about specific clubs and stuff and your involvement with them. What's your thoughts? Because we've never spoken about it. What's your thoughts on because when you started in football administration, let alone football at all, Taffs Wells ground was where Taffs Well played, right? And now, if Taffs Well have got a pitch problem or it's a bit broken up or whatever, it's all right. We can go and play at Ponty Town on the 3G, or
right.
we can play it at Cambrian.
Yeah.
Like, what's your thoughts on how that's all gone? Because clubs were made to do what Taffs Well have done: invest in their grounds, make their pitches bigger. If you think of clubs like Cumbrian Celtic, tens of thousands of pounds to add 8 yards to the pitch, when it was perfectly acceptable as it was, and now you're allowed to just go, oh, we'll just hire that thing over there for the game today.
We've actually swapped one game this season ourselves because our pitch was just impossible.
This is it, but you're allowed to do it. So
yes, you are.
Yeah,
It's different now, but I don't know what else you can do with the climate like it is. I really don't. I have no idea there's no alternatives. You either swap it and play, or don't and get so far behind like we are that it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but there's twofold though, isn't it? There's that. If your pitch is unplayable and going to play somewhere else is available is one. You've then got the other scenario where you've got teams like Penturk, whose ground is not up to standard. They play in Cambrian.
Right.
That's what we're
how
saying.
far is that?
That's a fair old way.
Gotta
Isn't it?
was it half hour?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's not that your pitch is unplayable. All right,
No.
Taffs Wells, no, can I use your pitch for the day? They don't play at Penturk.
No.
See, I got less of a problem with that. If they I'm sure we'll get to it. But in your time at STM Sports, you explored ground sharing at Taffs Well, I think, wasn't it, or something like that. At
it
the
was.
time. So, but for a season, I don't lose any sleep with it. I just can't get my head around the like. You can just go, oh, we're just going to play in Canton today, but you're a team from St Mellons. Yeah, but our pitch is struggling, so the home game for us is Canton today, and not Parks football because I don't think it makes much difference. But when you've got clubs that have had significant grant funding to put their grounds to a certain spec, and then the second there's a heavy due, I'll just play somewhere else today. I find it bizarre.
Yeah,
I find it absolutely bizarre.
It is a point, I suppose, if you actually do that. But I have no problem with the weather issues.
I just find it weird.
It is what it is. Like, Corries I think they played a couple of games at Cambrian, didn't they? If I remember right.
Probably.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but they're allowed to, so it's not.
No, absolutely. But, it was probably the nearest pitch that they could get.
I just find it bizarre.
No,
bizarre. Just a whole load of Harlem Globetrotters
Yeah, a little
trotting
bit.
all over South Wales
A
every
little bit,
Saturday.
unfortunately, yes. Yes, it is.
And the thing is, if that type of thing was the plan, then why 10, 15 years ago did they make people do all the things they made them do to grounds?
I know.
Just let them.
I know.
Just let them say, right, where can we book this Saturday?
And you've got to remember, of course, that the criteria for the different tiers has become more and more difficult as the years have gone on.
It has, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
difficult.
So, Nigel, most people, I would say, of the generation that listen and watch to this podcast would be, oh, that's the STM Sports guy. But there was life before STM for you, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was.
What did that look like?
It was, well, I suppose originally there was Peter Mishbar, who you may or may not remember. Bless him. Peter's now passed away, very sadly.
Great guy.
He was a great guy. And he and I originally looked after the Cosmos
Portos?
It was Thornhill. And it was there under 16s or 17s at the time. So that's when we started doing that.
Yeah.
It moved from that to Peter and I starting Portos, which was named after his restaurant.
Yeah.
And they...
Decent restaurant as well.
It was a decent restaurant, it was. Bless him, yeah.
Very, very nice.
We didn't lose a game for 3.5 years.
Yeah, because you did it the right way, didn't you? I remember it, because a lot of those, I mean, those players were way too good to be
yeah, they were.
Those levels, right?
Yes.
But you started at the bottom of the Parks divisions, didn't
Correct.
you? You did it properly in inverted commas.
Correct.
You didn't sort of take over another club and then call yourselves something.
No.
You started right at the bottom.
We did, and as I say, we didn't lose for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And, and playing teams that were in the sort of Premier, as they used to call it, all those years ago, and beating them regularly.
Yeah.
So it was good and very enjoyable. Peter and I had a great time doing that.
And you got up through all the Parks divisions, didn't you? And people outside of Cardiff and Swansea might not realise this, but like, for example, I don't know if it's still the case now, but when I was managing at Porth, if you started a team in the Parks division up in that area, then you can form this year, win the league, go up to the local Premier Division, win that league, and you're in the Alliance League.
Yes.
So within 2 years of forming a club, you're in the Alliance.
Yeah.
Back then, you'd have had to go through 4 divisions.
Oh, you would have done, yeah.
4 or 5 divisions to get through Cardiff.
Yeah. Well, in those days, the district would have had probably 6 or 7 leagues, I would have thought, in those days.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. Which is why when we formed STM, we chose to go into the Cardiff combination because they only had 3.
Okay.
So
it was
the quickest way to get out.
Yeah.
Which was quite successful in doing that.
Yeah.
But the Portos thing was only hard back on that because Peter and I probably made a mistake at the end of that. So we reached, not as far as we could have gone, that's not true, but we were approached by Grange Quins.
Yeah, I remember.
Who were at a point of, they had no money.
Yeah.
They owed the stadium, God knows what. It was ridiculous. Unfortunately, and it is unfortunate because it wasn't a very nice time, me and Peter, we bailed them out and spent 2 years in the Welsh League, but struggling a little bit, because we didn't realise how hard it was. Some of those players obviously weren't good enough to be at that level in those days because it was Division 2, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
From memory.
Yeah.
One, we didn't enjoy it. 2, we lost some decent players that we should never really lost, and we, looking back, should never have taken them into that division. Yeah. But it was an experience. But we'd changed the Quins into a limited company so that we couldn't just be told to disappear one day after we bailed them out. And a guy called Dave Pinches, who was Grange Quins through and through, sold his business. Yeah. And he came and bought Peter and I out. Yeah. Basically, so we got most of our money back, and we just left it to them really after that. So
then they went on a bit of a roller coaster, and then
they did, and then plummeted
right
and
back
finished.
down, didn't they?
It was an absolute nightmare. That's what happens.
I think
money runs out.
Peter always had a little soft spot for the Quins, didn't he?
He did.
I remember him.
But he was friendly.
I was going to say talking with me one day, right? But this day, because he had such passion for what he was telling me about what he thought the Quins could be and this and that. He's one of the few people that managed to just talk at me and me not get a word in. he was so passionate about what he was saying to me.
He was.
So when he
was.
went to have involvement with the Quins, it didn't surprise me.
No.
It felt like, you know, he had this itch that he needed to scratch.
Yeah, yeah. He was very friendly, and I can't think of the guy's name, who lives at just below, he's probably dead by now, but below where the Sir Henry was. And he was a league official for the district, I think.
Okay.
Can't remember, it was Colin, somebody, I really can't remember. Anyway, his brother was a big Quin and all that, and that's how that sort of came about. So Peter was approached initially by him.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they were not particularly enjoyable days.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
You know?
It is sad because you had some brilliant players there at Portos, but
Yeah.
I think the problem was that the second generation of Portos players were never going to be with you very long, were
No.
they? The Rowleys and the Dan Hoopers of the world were
Yeah.
always going to go
That's
off
right.
and play higher levels,
Correct.
unfortunately, weren't they?
They were, but maybe we should have stuck at it a little longer rather than take
Yeah, maybe.
the easy option into the Welsh League, you know. But
Yeah. Was it on the university field? Was that your home pitch?
no,
Oh, I've just seen
No,
you.
it
I
was,
just saw you play a couple of
it
times.
was
there.
Leckwith
Okay.
On the old athletic
on the old
track.
athletic track, yeah, which was in those days was a lot of money, you know.
Soulless places.
Yeah, it is horrible,
Yeah.
horrible, but
Yeah. There we are.
yeah. So you know, that was not a good
So
time.
is that how your STM stuff started then? That
Yeah,
you
we
were almost
were-
like,
we-
oh, I don't know what to do with myself now.
No, that's right. So there was a guy called Neil Grant who was running a very successful Sunday League side. They won everything in sight, everything. And at that time, Peter and I had the Cosmos side that were okay, not massively successful, but you know, pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
And we just thought, well, Neil said to me, he said, there's an opportunity now because there's nothing in St Helens, nothing at all.
Yeah.
So we came up with a name and dragged in those players from his successful side on a Sunday to the successful or reasonably successful ones at Cosmos.
Yeah.
And took it from there, really. You know, people like the Palfreys, the whole family,
Yeah.
which was really good. Adventurous times, I will say. Neil Brett, Wacker, people like that, Marcus Phillips, all those people. And, well, I just couldn't stop winning, really.
Yeah. We used to, so when you were coming up through those divisions, we used to all, wherever we were coaching, we used to play you, didn't we? Every
right.
summer in a friendly.
Yes.
It's like, you know,
Yes.
you were looking for friendlies from higher level teams and
Yeah.
we were looking for friendlies against teams that were going to be hungry. So
Yes.
it was perfect, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Do you remember the game over on the university pitches here in Llanrumney where I was Cross Ceiliog, I think, manager. Mark Boucher was reffing.
Oh, yeah.
Was that when he stormed off?
He stormed off, yeah.
Fucking bitch.
He stormed off because he thought that would mean the game was off. So I was only, I think I'd had to give my boots to one of the players because there'd been a problem with his boots. So I refereed the rest of the match barefoot, didn't I?
Bouch picked the ball up, picked his whistle up, took his flag, stormed off, and we just went,
Yeah.
anyone got a whistle? sorry, Bouch.
And then he's like, well, the game will be off then. I said, I don't think it will, mate. I'll do it. He forgot he won a league game.
No,
didn't he?
exactly. Oh, he's a character, but he's still around now.
Yes, I saw him
Struggling with his legs a bit.
He comes
though.
to watch your game.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Does
yeah,
he?
yeah.
Does he?
So
Oh, that's true. He's been going down there for years.
Yeah, I've seen him Taffs a few times.
So, yeah, I still see quite a bit of him. He used to do all the friendlies for us.
Well, when you
It's
see him,
hilarious.
tell him he needs to come on here, right?
Yes,
because
he
he
would.
has some
He'd
brilliant
love that.
stories.
Oh, he would have some stories.
Honestly,
he
he's,
would have some stories. Yeah,
Yeah, he's.
yeah.
People don't give him credit, right, for like being one of those common sense refs. Sometimes
He was as good as gold.
there's like I remember him once. We were playing Risker with Lamworth, and that was second versus third, and Barry were top, but there was like 2 points between the three of us in Division 3 of the Welsh League, and we're winning 1-0, and Risker shoot, and Dan Hooper handles the ball on the goal line,
Nice.
right, and Bouch goes, goal, right. I was saying to him after the game, I was like, was that definitely over the line, that handball? He went, probably. Right. I was like, how'd you get? He went, who's moaning? The ball was going in anyway.
Fair point.
You get to keep your player on the pitch. They scored the penalty. Everyone's happy. Let's play.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
they might not be happy because we lost 5-1. They lost 5-1 bounce. So if we'd been down to 10.
Yes.
But I sort of saw the logic of what he was saying to me. I was just thinking, he wasn't telling me it was right. He was telling me that sometimes, for the sake of the game, I give the goal, 11 v 11, goal's been given, on we go.
Kick on, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you should get him on here. He'd probably do quite well.
Brilliant,
He'd have some lovely stories. So yeah,
Is he still? Is he still not reffing now? Is he?
only because of his leg, I think. He will ref when he gets better, but I don't think that
he won't come on then, will he?
he's not 100% certain.
He won't come on if he's
how
still
long it's
active.
gonna be.
problem, right?
He won't. No ref will come on if
He
he's
lost
still
his
active.
job as well, didn't he? Because of the lorry driving.
Did he?
With the
Oh,
bad
well, yeah,
leg,
because
he
he
able to-
can't
yeah.
operate the old pedals properly, can he?
He won't.
So-
We'll have no ref will come on here while they're still active on the roster.
There's no active referee coming on this show, right? This corporation is not going to allow for that. I'm telling you that, right?
You can
Not
see
even
that.
having people pulling punches.
No, you're probably right. They wouldn't do it anyway, would they?
No,
So
no.
yeah, it was interesting times, and obviously, we fought our way up into the alliance.
You were always talking about grounds, weren't you?
Yeah.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
because you always knew that you were going to win leagues.
Yeah.
And it was going to come a time where you were going to have a problem, weren't you?
Yeah, you can't progress.
You were looking at like school fields of the
Everywhere.
private school
Yeah,
and all
like the
sorts.
private school
weren't you?
over there
If we
was,
could do this, and,
St. John's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which even to this day, I believe would make a great.
Perfect. Yeah,
Every
right.
time I
Perfect
drive
pitch.
past that
I know.
school
Yeah.
field, I think
What
should have
you
been
done?
STM's
Yeah,
ground,
it
really.
should. What could you have done with it? You just wouldn't have it to the man,
Yeah.
headmaster at the time.
Do you think it would have fitted the St John's private school brand, though?
It would have been
STM Sports, who
at
sort of
that
travelled
time.
everywhere with a smell of ganja 5 yards behind him.
It may have been a little difficult, perhaps, but they'd have certainly been enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
You have to stand downwind of them, it'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, possibly not. But it would have made a great Welsh League pitch.
Yeah. No, I do agree with that.
But-
So tell us about, and for those who don't know the story about it, tell us about the playoff final.
Here we go.
So correct me if I'm
Did you bring it
wrong,
with you?
Nige.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you should have brought it.
So the story is to get into the Alliance League. Isn't
That's
it?
right, yeah.
So the winners of Cardiff and District
would
have
have
to be
been-
the
it
winners
would
of
have-
combination, is it?
no.
No, because we beat Ton and Gethley because that's
right.
my one game I played for you.
Yes.
We won 1-0, clean sheet.
Yes. Yeah.
Sal and Gethley must have been shot.
They were shite.
They were.
Had a clean sheet,
were.
and that took us through to the playoff final.
That's right, yeah.
So what was it? So this was like after going through the Alliance Leagues, was this? Was this the game
is
to
the
get
game
into
to
the
the
Welsh
Welsh
League?
This
Yeah.
to get into the Welsh League. Yeah.
And it was at the
It was Cardiff City Stadium.
Cardiff City Stadium.
Yeah. And we had, I think I'm right in saying, Rod, your memory's probably better than mine, but there was about 600 odd people there, wasn't
There
there?
was a lot of people there.
So, and
It
that's a
looks
lot.
like a lot on the photos.
Oh, no, there
lot
was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And it was a
Did
great
it smell of
day.
ganja in the ground that day, or?
Well, there probably was, but it was perhaps restricted a bit.
Right, okay.
Because I think there was a couple of people from Cardiff that were not City that weren't overly impressed with
Yeah, I
some
was
of
going
that.
to say,
And,
yeah.
and there was a few of the local constabulary were there.
Yes, well, they were there for different reasons, weren't they?
Yeah.
Which added to the entertainment of the day, of course, to find that we start the game, and unfortunately, Lloyd Nesbitt was playing, and he'd had a bit of an outstanding issue with some of the local constabulary.
Right.
They felt the need to come in and stop the game and escort him away.
Do you know about this, Stu? So
I didn't realise it was Lloyd.
He was starting at left back.
Right.
So, of course, the way that we're playing first half, he's on the far side.
Right.
Two of them come up the tunnel, and I'm stood there with Wacker, and went, right? Where's Lloyd Nesbitt? Went, number 3. He's got to come off. Went, what? He's got to come off. So stop the game. He come off. They walked him in the dressing rooms,
Yeah.
sat him down, and said, the one
went down there with him.
the one copper was saying, I'm really sorry about this. And he's going, you just humiliated me in front of 600 people. I had to sub him off after 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. The one may have been sympathetic, believe you me, the other one was.
No, the other one.
And
wasn't.
when
The
I
other
said
one
to him,
wasn't.
what, did you really need to do this now? Couldn't you have waited? No.
Yeah, I know.
Why would we wait?
Well, there's this thing in the world called other people, and there's 600 other people that.
And I don't think he'd done anything serious. It was something like he failed to report into the police station or something for something.
That morning.
Yeah. And because he failed to do it, it was ironic, really, because they took him away, and by the time we finished the game and celebrated all the rest of it, well, he'd already beaten us to the pub.
Yeah, he's in the pub.
So he was in the pub.
Oh, so it wasn't all bad.
No.
But he's missed the opportunity for that moment, and
definitely, he missed all that, and that was a shame.
He got to play.
What did they think was going to happen? There's 600 people here. It's not like it's going to be escape to victory at the end, and they're all going to
exactly.
You know,
There's only one way out.
There was only one way in, one way out.
Smuggle Lloyd Nesbitt out the ground.
It was ridiculous. Honestly, absolutely ridiculous.
It was to get in the Welsh League, and it was the winners of. We were the amateur league.
That's right.
And he was playing against the senior league. And we were playing Penagrai.
No. Who was it?
Ennisgerwin. Yes, it was Ennisgerwin.
Was it?
Yes.
You sure?
Positive.
Your memory's better than mine.
Ennisgerwin.
And so that handed Rodri his John Terry moment.
Well, he had there, and I've still got now the
scroll?
The whole bloody thing from the board, that he's written on, and there's all the positions and this, that, and the other.
You let him write tactical things on the board?
I did.
No. Before the
I've
game?
told you what happened.
Yeah.
They were drawing 1-1. Ennisgerwin played a flat 4 and didn't come out. And we started the game 4-5-1, and Nipper couldn't get in the game. So changed it to a 4 diamond 2 and won the game 4-1.
Inserted a pivot.
That's when Wacker was manager, then, wasn't he?
Wacker was manager.
Inserted a pivot.
Yeah.
It's when Wacker said to me, "What do I do?"
Yeah.
But Nipper in the 10, Josh and Lamin as the top 2, and then we won the game 4-1.
Wacker, you are struggling, son, if you've turned to that.
So I walked in, signed a bit of paper, ripped it off, gave it to Nigel in his house.
Still got it now. Yeah, definitely.
That was a good day. But I did have the John Terry moment, you're right.
He's in every photo.
Although,
By the way, who were we coaching at the time? You were goalkeeper coach of a Welsh League football team at the time.
Yeah, I was
in all the STM Sports photos.
I was a registered player. I played one game.
He played one game, yeah.
Clean sheet.
So?
Clean sheet.
But yeah.
Although what's quite entertaining with that, it was Lamwern because, if you remember, I was on the bench and I got a letter from afterwards saying that I shouldn't have been allowed to, I was supposed to be suspended and I shouldn't have been on the bench.
Oh, right.
From Jeff.
Right.
Chin up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was quite a day, that. Always remember that. Got all the photos,
Yeah.
up on the old Cardiff City scoreboard. The score was finally up there, wasn't it? With all that. It was good. Very
Must
good.
have been a good night, was it?
It was a good day and night, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
it
didn't buy a
was.
fucking drink
It was.
either.
No, nothing new there. So, yeah, but it was, and there were some characters, obviously, in that team, so.
Yeah. So as you came up into the Welsh League, then obviously you didn't really consolidate. You were one of the better teams straight away, weren't you?
We were, yeah.
And then in that first season, probably just missing out. But that pitch the other side of the trees from where we're sat now, it almost all fell together because it just felt right that a team from St Mellons, with the reputation the supporters had, and it was just not a very nice away match for people. In what became known as the cage.
Correct.
It all came together. And you had a football team that were the most footballing football team I've ever seen at that level of football. So playing on a 3G pitch, it almost fell into your laps.
We loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it just fell into your laps.
Yes. Yeah, and then some of those players that we started to have to bring in, obviously, because you've got to progress. That's just the way life is, isn't it? They're all coming to us because of the success and because of who was running it.
Yeah.
One or two of their mates and all this sort of thing. I can remember signing Joey Evans.
Yes.
Who was Taffs captain, I think, at the time.
That's right.
And Joey came to us for not a bean. We never, no matter what anybody ever says, I can tell you now, STM never paid a bean to any player.
Yeah, it happens a lot that because people can't believe teams can be that good. We used to have it at Lamwern.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you're paying out a fortune here, and you're like,
I understand the thought.
Our chairman doesn't want to go up because you've got to pay for linesmen.
Yeah.
That's how skimp we are.
Yeah. No, that's right though. But people would never believe it. But
no,
it's just the way it was. They were a great bunch of players. There was, too many too many of them to mention, really. Ben was one of the sign-outs, the sort of major signings that turned out to be superb. Yeah, and obviously
Ben
he played
Harmon.
for you.
The manager was a wanker when he signed him, wasn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Fucking useless, clueless wanker. What'd you sign him for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being called that.
Yeah.
He's doing right.
He's
now,
not a
isn't
bad player,
I
is
was
he?
going to say he's still very good, of course.
We're not a bad player.
Still
after
very
all, is
good.
he?
You know, there's a few of them gone on to do different things.
Yeah,
You know,
very talented group of players.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
some of them, frankly, haven't done as much as they could with their talent either.
No.
They've done
No,
okay.
I know.
But you know, with the tragedy, obviously, of Curtis Scotto's injury, because
Yes.
I mean, I still maintain he's one of the best finishers I've ever worked
Absolutely he was.
with.
You know, he still plays for Cardiff now.
He's banging goals in left and right, but
Excuse me.
he's
Yeah.
on 1.5 knees, isn't he?
Yes.
You know what I mean, whereas
Yes, he is.
I mean, he was incredible.
Yeah, that was a crying shame. So unnecessary as well. Just ridiculous. Because it was happened right at the end of a game, and
Right in the corner, wasn't it? I
Yeah,
can still see it.
yeah.
And then he had to lie there for ages, didn't
That's
he, in
right.
the cold, which wouldn't have helped. If
No.
he'd had early treatment, it might have been a bit better.
What do you mean? He had a cuddle off me for an hour and a half.
that must have frightened him to death.
Jesus Christ, I think I'd rather...
My mum went and got a blanket and a pillow and a little cuddle, keep him warm.
You know,
Jesus.
so
what a bad day he's had there, isn't it?
He's broken his leg and he has a spoon off me.
Smashed his
not a
leg in
winner
and
there.
then played for 2 years, and now he's got this thing
yeah, it was a
fucking
good 2 years
smooching
as
up
well.
to him.
It was a good 2 years. But you
Oh,
know,
yeah, good to see him back, though.
yeah. He's still scoring goals now. So didn't score the other day. The one we were two goals up, and the bloody game was abandoned. But hey, you know, it is what it is.
You sound very salty about that.
Yeah, I
You
do.
brought it
I
up.
feel fairly bitter, really, if I'm being honest. But yeah, there was.
So as that team was like progressing on and stuff like that, obviously the first year just missing out on promotion Division 3, second year get promoted. Obviously, me and Rod and Dom were with you for, what was it, 9 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Then that year missing out, but then the following year absolutely smashing it with Dale as manager.
That's right. Yeah.
Some significant signings as well, weren't there?
Yeah, there were.
And was it the Division 2? Was the season? Was that you made the televised cup final?
That was when we were. Yeah, that was the Connors Key Cup final.
Yeah.
And that was
an
unbelievable.
eye-opener. Yeah.
It was just unbelievable.
But what an experience, though, to get to that cup final.
That was
against
that's
that
what ruined
opponent.
us, mate.
Yeah.
That's what ruined us, which you know you don't realise at the time, do you? But it was.
Do you know what I learned from that day? Because obviously I'd been gone for just over a year by that point from that team. But it was, I always used to try and say to these talented lads that have never known anything other than smashing the opposition, no matter how high they go in the pyramid, they keep smashing everyone.
That's right. Yeah.
And I remember saying to Josh Graham once, I was like, there are levels to this game, mind. And he was like, oh, what you on? You know, he's a confident lad, and he
Yeah.
What you on about?
Yeah.
And I just remember saying to him, like, you will get... And, of course, the semi-final down there, you beat Carmarthen, was it? In the semi-final? Aberystwyth in the semi-final.
Josh scored the winner.
Yeah, scored the winner.
Yeah.
And
They
as
were
we were watching...
devastated.
Yeah, they couldn't
Devastated.
believe it.
Do you remember,
They
though,
couldn't believe it.
And I know I've always talked about this, is that the whole thing, Aberystwyth had clearly done their homework.
Yeah,
they
they had.
knew,
Yeah.
get the ball wide and drop it on the keeper.
Yeah.
And how many times they'd win the first ball, they'd knock it down,
Yeah.
you scrambled for your life, Josh
did.
scores on the away thing.
We
But then you
did.
go to the final, and Michael Wilde, who was obviously a
different class.
phenomenal striker.
Different class.
But you look at that, they had clearly identified
Yeah.
where to put the ball, because both goals are scored, where he's isolated one-on-one with
Yep.
someone who he knows is not going to head the ball.
Correct.
But what I always used to say to him was, you'll find a level where your individual and collective ability to just outpass teams won't cut it anymore. And they saw it that day, because obviously it was a team from a, you know, it wasn't just a Welsh Prem team.
No.
It was a good Welsh Prem
Yeah, it
team.
was.
And their
was.
manager
Very
played for
organised.
Man City, didn't he?
I remember talking to a
That was
couple
Connors
of them.
Key, man.
Yeah, Connors Key.
Yeah.
So I remember talking to a couple of them the
Andy
week after.
Larson,
yeah.
They were like, oh, they were shit, they were just long ball. I'm just like, lads, you didn't lay a glove on them.
No.
Like, let's not be silly.
Wild,
They were experienced.
Michael Wilde,
ex-pros.
He was
Great
outstanding.
striker.
Unbelievable.
Outstanding, and what a decent bloke.
Yeah.
As was
He
Andy
had
Larson.
Velcro on his chest, didn't he? Every
Oh,
time
just
it came in,
unbelievable.
it just...
But that's the Morrison would have done his homework. He
Yeah, he
would have
did.
seen
Well,
you
he
against
came to watch us
Aberystwyth.
2 or 3
He
times.
would have watched
Yeah, he
you
did.
play. He would have known how to go.
He was
keep
he was
shape.
good. That's why I find it very sad to see that he's obviously quite ill at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Which is awful, really,
But
because
what was that day like, though? It must have been, regardless of the result, it
Yeah,
must have been pinch yourself stuff.
Yeah, it
to be
was.
on a televised,
Yeah.
This team that's come from Sunday League and up through the Parks divisions and up through the Welsh leagues and, not paying any money. It must have been like, what the hell is going on here?
It was.
This is dreamland.
It was. It was like that. And, everybody said to me, Andy Morrison, nasty piece of work and all this sort of stuff. He couldn't have been nicer. I know he won, but...
Yeah, everyone's
as
nice
Rod
when
said,
they win cup
yeah, of
finals.
course they are. He'd done his own work and they played very well.
Yeah.
But for us to go up there like that and to lose 3-0 was absolutely no disgrace whatsoever.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He came in the changing rooms afterwards.
decent.
To speak to the boys. He asked if he could come in and speak to them. And he pointed out one or two. Josh was one, funny enough.
Yeah.
And he said, if you lived in North Wales, you'd be playing for me.
Yeah.
And he also said, I wish my dressing room had the spirit that you've got in yours.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely faultless. We were in the bar afterwards. He bought Gwent and I a drink.
Yeah.
And he was just
Surprised
decent.
he didn't turn up if there was drinks being bought.
Well, he probably would have done.
I was invited.
It was the concern about how to get back, I think, was the problem.
I was invited.
You would invite. He'd have been on TV giving interviews.
Yeah, he would.
Doing
Yeah,
a
he
John
would.
Terry moment.
Yeah, he would. Definitely. Definitely.
You needed a Welsh speaker for S4C. I
Yes.
would have done it for you, mate.
Yeah, you could have done, yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so that was quite something. And that was the finish of us, really. Because all that happened then was that...
Do you feel that was the beginning of the end?
Yeah, I do.
Because you'd had battles over here to get the ground compliant, hadn't you?
That had been another problem.
So you'd been trying to,
Yes.
remind me of the detail, but you'd been
I
trying to
can't
get
really.
the 3G, but trying, without going into detail, but you'd been trying to get people to help upgrade that ground because you don't own it.
Correct.
So, and very difficult because owned by a university
Correct.
and you're looking for funding from a national
Yep,
association.
absolutely.
So,
Unfortunately,
but talk us
was
through the
2 years.
dodginess of getting 100 seats. Nice.
Well,
let's have it on record.
Come on,
Now
no.
STM are not there anymore.
Yeah.
How did you get away with putting two old dugouts
I know, it was great, wasn't it?
on the side of a pitch
Yep.
Where the goals sit.
Yeah,
The spare
where
goals
the
are.
spare goals go to sit
Yeah.
and they count
Hang on.
as seats?
No, that's not
Come
all.
on.
That's not all what you
Behind
did.
a bit of temporary
what else?
fencing.
Remember what you did? Because I was there with you when we talked about it. How did you
Is this
get?
the- is this
How
the-
did you
the
get the
seat?
seat? The extra seat.
Oh, the extra seat, yeah.
A plastic back, a nail, tap tap tap.
Yeah. You couldn't have sat on it.
I remember
impossible.
by then we were up. It was the night of the cancelled cup final up at Treforest for us with Llanrumney, and the news had broken that they're struggling. They can use these two dugouts and they'll get away with that, but there's still a seat short. And I remember tweeting, I got 99 problems, but a seat ain't one. And Josh Graham went mad. He was calling me all sorts.
It was funny, mate. But of course, their regulations in those days,
Yeah.
you see, were such that you could get away with that because
Yeah,
it did meet the criteria because it was far enough
It's
away
a
from the
seat.
pitch.
There's
and
a bit of
it's a seat.
fencing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was
It's
okay.
a farce, innit?
Yeah.
And the mad thing is, if it had been at like a normal Welsh League ground, it probably wouldn't have looked so off. But when it's on a pristine university 3G
absolutely.
and you've got an old dugout behind a bit of temporary fencing,
People used to love sitting on
wasn't
edge. They were so close to the
It's
pitch.
cringe, wasn't it? Jesus. And the other one I love from back then, you wouldn't get away with it now anyway, was the tannoy. When you had to show them the tannoy.
Yeah.
Tell me if I get this wrong.
Go on.
This is how someone else described it to me. You'd bought this old tannoy system on eBay, yeah?
Correct.
And it came in a box, and you just showed it to them, and they
Correct.
went, "Okay, tick." Like that.
Well, it wasn't
didn't
quite
even
as-
work.
Was it? No, it
Is that
did.
right?
No, it did work, and it wasn't quite as bad as that.
Was it about as loud as my phone? Was
Yes,
it?
we took it out. We took it out of the box and we put it by the entrance
Okay.
over there.
Right.
And we showed them that it worked because it had a microphone and
Yeah.
we spoke into it, etc. So it wasn't quite as bad, but close.
You should have just got
Very
Hawley's megaphone.
Yeah, well, a megaphone would have done it probably.
That's why I
So,
got
yeah.
beat Aberfan.
But
Oh, okay.
there was lots and lots of things like that. But it was good. It was, you know,
So what led to the decision to just fold the club then?
What
because
happened?
you'd been going up and up and
know.
up and up, and everyone kept waiting for you to find your level, and you never did.
No.
You go up to the first division, which
Yeah.
is Tier 2, so Cymru South now,
Yeah.
and you're competing right up there in that as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
So what leads to the decision
Well-
to just say we can't do it anymore?
No, well, there was a couple of things, I suppose. One of which was obviously the televised cup final exposed those players to other teams that had never even heard of STM. let alone anything else.
Pre-Cymru app, wasn't it? Yeah.
So all of a sudden now, these players are getting phone calls. Oh, come and play for us, you know.
Yeah.
£50, £60, £100, and all this.
Yeah.
And this is how it was going on. So when it came to pre-season, there were only 2 players, I think, that were prepared to sign, one of which was Nipper.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
But the others were like, oh, we're going to have to see how it goes. So-and-so's promised me this, and somebody else has
Welsh
promised me
league
that.
I'll come down
You
for
know,
a look.
Usual Welsh
so
league fucking summer.
it was like, Goytre and I just thought to ourselves, well, this is going to be a real problem.
Yeah.
So then we obviously lost the funding,
Yeah,
so we've been relegated
that's right.
after finishing bloody 4th.
Yeah.
Relegated into the Ardell League, I suppose. And we just thought, well, okay, so we're going to be left with 1 or 2 players.
What was the reason for relegation? Finishing 4th in Tier 2, but you go down. What was the...
The reason was that we didn't have the funding to upgrade the ground as it should have been.
So you would have needed more seats? Was that the main thing?
There was more seats, and there was a few other things that they insisted that needed doing.
And isn't the tragedy that now you look 150 yards away from that pitch?
Yeah, I know.
There's a ground with 350 seats.
I know. It's ironic.
It's tragedy, isn't
it? You know, and the annoying thing about all of that, and I know it's the criteria, but, you know, you get one man and his bastard dog watching, you know?
Well, no, you used to get good crowds,
yeah,
but they weren't in the stand. They were all over the other side, near the dugouts, weren't they?
Yeah, but, you know,
was
you
that
just think
community
it's so frustrating, so frustrating. But because we could only be, well, I say only, but be in the Ardell, but because we had no players, we just thought, well, what's the point in trying to rebuild, because you're not going to get players of that quality without paying them.
No,
we had no budget.
You can't regenerate a team like that.
Correct. You're never going to do it. So we had no budget. So it was a case of, well, do we just get out whilst we're all on top, you know, because half of them are then gone, or do we soldier on, get a bunch of people in, and then struggle? So we decided that was it. So. And that was it. So we decided that was the end.
I suppose that's the problem when you've got a team that does so well and rises
for so many years.
so rapidly through all the leagues. There's not really an infrastructure beneath you, is there? Do you know what I mean? There's no second team, youth team,
nothing.
Big junior setup or anything like that to kind of to say, well, okay, you might go down for a couple of years, but you'll still be around.
Well, me and Goytre tried the under-18s.
I remember,
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Unreliable.
Yeah.
You know, nothing but trouble.
That was
etc.
John's loss.
John's boys, yeah. It was just, John was having a nervous breakdown with them, you know? And it was a bit like funny, a bit like the one we had at Taffs, exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So they had to go as well. So
that's one of the things I think about certain clubs that do that and rise up through the ranks really quickly. Is you always wonder what will happen when that generation. I mean, you had a version of it with Portos, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had a brilliant team that smashed everyone for years.
Yeah.
But once that group starts to come towards the end, is
Yeah.
the infrastructure there? So you know, with this lot with Llanrymni, if the worst happens and Llanrymni ended up dropping down again this year, it'd be a disaster. It'd be horrendous. But it wouldn't finish us because there's a sizable club there, and if they had to just
regroup, I
down
suppose,
for a while and regroup, they would exist.
Yeah.
But that's the benefit of having a large club with a one of the other things you always struggled for, I found, was volunteers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was you and Goytre.
Yeah,
that's it.
We used to do everything really. Luckily, we had Tony Roberts and his pal on the gate and all the rest of it. But you know, that was about it really.
Yeah.
So we'd be doing
hard.
freaking sandwiches on a Friday night or something, you know, and all this for the food and what have you.
You wouldn't be doing sandwiches on a Friday night.
I used to.
I was going to say your missus.
You'd be having a word at home.
No, I did used to. Then we luckily were able to go back to one of the pubs locally, as you know, which is a nice place to go, and that proved to be quite good in the end.
Yeah.
But so it was difficult. But that was the end, and I suppose finishing like we did, and there is no question now that with the criteria as they are and the rules that are now in place, nobody can ever do what we did. Nobody can go from Parks football, and nobody can go from that to the JD Cymru South, because you won't be allowed to do it, because you won't meet all the new rules and regulations.
But give you devil's advocate on that argument, though. So, Llanrymney obviously are back on the home pitch.
Yep.
Saturday, playing at home here on their. So that leaves a vacancy on the Cardiff City 3G pitch that would be Tier 1 compliant. So if St Mellons Football Club, if such a thing existed,
Well, it does
decided,
now,
right, we're going to have that as our home pitch, they could do it now, couldn't they? Because they just stay on that pitch all the way up
I
through the
suppose they
leagues.
could, yeah, but then can they afford to put... That's the problem. Can you afford it?
Oh, affording it is a
God
different
knows
matter.
what that would be over there, but for instance, I know a couple of the other 3Gs around the
affording it
place.
is ridiculous.
One of them, in our league, pays £360 a game.
Yeah.
Soon to be £475 for next season.
Jesus Christ.
So who could afford to do that? You couldn't. A community club couldn't do that.
That's madness when you think you've got officials on top of that.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
another,
mental.
150, 160, 170, 180, depending on where they come from. So you cannot do it, unfortunately. So, yeah.
So when STM finishes, everyone's like, "Oh, you can have a break now, Nigel?" And you went, "Nah, my fuck." And you
No,
so
can't do things like that.
am I getting the chronology right here? Was it Goytre that you went?
Yeah,
to?
we were sort of...
So what was the
approached.
connection there?
There was none, really.
Okay.
Eston Chiverton approached us.
Okay.
And they needed help with their structure and what have you. And
What is it up there? Is there many people involved up there?
there's
or
a
is
few, but
there
it's
is there?
difficult because it's out in the wilds.
Yeah, well, that's
So
I don't know
being
much
out
about
in the
them.
wilds, you've got to import players.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of the local ones, not some, all of the local ones really, are perhaps not of that standard.
Yeah.
And that's not, being nasty
Yeah.
or anything, it's just fact. So you've got to bring them in.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the budget there is huge. Huge.
They become then a bit like Aberdeen Town used to be, though, is that they're from a certain area, but hardly anyone from those areas play for them. So the Aberdeen-based players used to play for Cumberland and Pembroke, Khyber and Lloyd, and not many of them played for Aberdeen. And I think that's turning around a little bit now, even though it's at lower levels. And so did Goytre end up like that? Because I'm always aware a lot of lads from Cardiff end up there, but they're
Yeah,
not
they do.
necessarily all Cardiff players.
No.
But a lot do travel up there
Yeah, they
to
do.
Cardiff. don't
Yeah,
they?
they do.
because of
Because,
Eston?
well, he was originally. He stepped back now, which I find incredible. Because he was never going to do it, but he has done. They brought in the Chepstow manager, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah.
But Dave, the owner, Dave Melmoth,
Yeah.
such a nice bloke. Got a lot of time for him. He's a really, really decent fella, and all he wants is success on a football pitch. So and luckily he's a fairly wealthy man.
Yeah.
So good luck to him. They're going to get promotion this year. Or I'd be staggered if they don't.
Yeah.
And good luck to him. Really, it was
Yeah.
just it turned out really that towards the end, it wasn't really the right place to be. I think I won't elaborate.
Did you jump into it too quick?
No, I don't think so.
Because you can do that sometimes when you've had
Yeah.
a love affair with a football team,
Yeah.
whether it's one you've managed or coached or whatever, and you've got this massive void in your life, and you just jump at a bit of attention sometimes. and-
Sometimes, no. I think it was more a case of it wasn't. How do I put it really without sounding unpleasant, but which I don't mean to be.
Yeah.
It just wasn't what we thought it would
Your
be,
expectations,
if you
right?
like.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was a general manager up there, but quite frankly, I might have probably been the janitor. Things would just go on and happen and what have you.
and you wouldn't sort of know.
No, and that's not for me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we would and should have been promoted when I was up there. There was only a little issue with a player and Comet that
Oh, of course, yeah.
that
I
stopped
forget
us
that.
getting promoted, to be honest.
Of course, I hate that.
But there we are. We won't elaborate on that.
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate,
Yeah.
really. So it was
So then after that, I think I'm right in saying we've had Canton and Corries. Is that right?
Corries and Canton.
Corries then.
Yeah.
Canton.
Corries was because Nathan Cadet went there,
Mm-hmm.
and again they were short of people, so it's
Yeah,
got
it's
one or
been the
two.
same
Yeah.
2 or 3 for
yeah,
years.
yeah,
isn't it,
exactly.
down there, yeah.
And that was quite enjoyable, really.
Yeah.
And
Quite close to home as well after
Yeah.
going all the way to Goytre.
absolutely, and again, nice people. The only reason that's ironic, really. The only reason I left there was really because of my grandson, because he went to play for Dean,
of course,
at Canton.
yeah.
And I thought, well, he's there, and Dean wanted a bit of a hand here and there, so
Again,
just
another
seemed sensible. Ironically, the following season, my grandson ended up going back to Corris because Dean didn't have enough bloody players for the next age group.
Brilliant.
So that was quite amusing, I suppose, in that respect. But yeah, again, Dean's a good bloke, decent club.
No, he's a good.
Big club as well. Lots and lots of age groups. So yeah, they've doing okay.
That is a club that rose through the ranks fairly quickly, but built beneath them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, they
Huge
did.
kids
They
section,
did.
weren't
Very
They
good
did.
club, that.
But yeah, so this
That brings us full circle.
it does, and that'll be my last one, I should imagine.
Bollocks, you're full of shit.
fucking Neil Warnock, I've retired 17 times.
Yeah, I've got no need to really do anything else as such. My, Taffs is on my doorstep.
Yeah.
Gaze is there, is a very, very good friend of mine, as you know. And, we've been welcomed in, as it were, with Steve, Norma's husband,
Yeah.
Mackie and Richie and one or two others. So, and that's coming along. So it's a work in progress, really. It's going to be
what's-
hard work.
What's the aim there? Because you and Gazer haven't gone there just to sweep the changing rooms.
No.
You've got used to success.
Yes. The
You know what
idea-
it looks like, and Dale Gardner's not going to be there just to fulfil fixtures.
Next season's a big season for us.
Yeah.
We've got to win the games in hand first, of course, but to guarantee some safety. But let's see what happens over the next 2 or 3 games. That should be quite good. And then we've got a plan for next season, I suppose.
Yeah. So
So
that's where Taffs want to be. Is it sort of back in that tier 2?
They need to be back in tier
competing
2.
well
really.
in tier 2. It feels like the natural level nowadays. It wasn't always, of course.
No.
Pre-Nicky Tucker, it was a mid-table Division 2 team at best. But it feels like Taffs belong in that
I think so.
tier 2.
I
really,
think so.
in the long
So
term,
it's
especially
a
the ground now.
lot of hard work. But
Decent ground now as well.
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's can you imagine the benefits of 3G out there? The place would be packed every day
yeah,
with kids training, whatever.
We could fill another episode of this podcast with
Yeah, you
with Nicky Tucker's pipe dreams for that pitch.
Yeah.
We were going to have it levelled. It was going to
right.
be this. It was going to be that.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
where the stand is now, there was going to be a stand twice the size because you'd be able to sell advertising because a million journeys go past that. 870 every year.
You got it. You got it.
Honestly, we were going to be playing in the San Siro within 5 years.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well imagine.
It is right though, because the slope on Taffs.
Oh, you'd have to
pitch
level
is
it.
madness, isn't
You'd
it?
have to level it. But
It's
you're talking over £1 million now.
Yeah.
And let's face it, unless you win the lottery, it's never going to happen.
But there was a reason they couldn't, because it wasn't that they were going to build it up to the level of the highest bit.
No,
they wanted to drop it down to the level of the clubhouse, and there was something underneath it.
Was it?
That they were just like, you ain't digging into that.
No.
But when you play on it and you stand up on the top there and you play down the hill, it's actually incredible.
Yeah, you don't. The thing is, you don't
one and
notice.
it goes miles.
When you're at the clubhouse, you don't
That's
notice.
It's incredible.
So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
It's going okay at the moment. So,
Yeah,
see what happens.
Feels like you need your hat-trick ball of clubs that you've had great times with.
You do.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens, but it's okay at the moment.
Good, glad to hear it. And, well, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's a long time since I was coaching youth football down there.
Yeah.
But it is, like I say, it's one of those clubs. It's got to fight, get itself back to its natural level.
Yes.
But it only happens on the pitch, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And you inherited not very much on the pitch,
Nothing.
really, after last
Absolutely
season.
nothing. They were terrible. How you can? Well, it was the previous November since they won a game.
Yeah.
like limping along, isn't it?
It was awful. So
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it was. Like I say, a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
See how it goes, but it's going okay at the moment.
If you could do it all again, all the football, what one thing would you change? So you've obviously had brilliant times with Portos and with STM, but they've come to an end. Is there one thing that you look back on and just say, do you know what? If I could have my time again, that's the one thing.
I'm not sure that I would, because the only thing that would have saved STM, if you like, would have been for us to have some kind of budget and
that goes against your ethos.
some kind of help out there, you know, that was denied us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was
What do you feel now when Rod showed you around this
lovely,
ground?
superb.
But what do you feel now in the context of that? Do you just wish you could have had a time machine and
Yeah, absolutely.
been sat in here talking about ground shares and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it would have been very different.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, even over there, actually, the Cardiff City one, because you would have stayed on 3G then,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
yeah, we would. We would. So it would have been quite different, I'm sure. But
There's
you know,
there's a little element of tragedy in that, isn't it? That for the sake of 3 years.
I know. Yeah, because that's all it was, really.
Yeah.
But
What about the Portos stuff? At the end of that, would you not go to Quins? But I suppose if you don't go to Quins, you might never have been with STM. So
no, true. That would have all changed, I guess. Maybe. But no, that was a mistake.
yeah,
Big mistake. Should never have done it. But
yeah,
again, it wouldn't have changed the outcome of everything, would it? Poor old Peter, bless his little heart.
no, absolutely.
You know, collapsing like he did
I know,
at a Cardiff Cosmos Portos game.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So do you see a day where you're not involved in it in some capacity? I've just got this vision of you, right?
He's gonna be like Don. He's gonna be about
I was going to say, I've just got this vision of you, like 89, 90 years old, right?
That's fucking next week.
Sat in a stand somewhere with a hat on and going, you bloody rubbish. Do you think so?
Probably.
Because I, you know, my involvement in football's been different the last few years, up and down. But I can't imagine a day where I'm going to be going, let's go to IKEA on a Saturday or something like that. I just can't picture the
I've
day.
got my grandson.
You'll be watching the
So that might be the next thing for you.
Yeah, probably, because he's
him.
only 17 right now, or just about to be. So, and he's a pretty good footballer, in fairness. So
that might be seeing where he plays.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Next season will be quite interesting.
Any chance of seeing him in the black and yellow in a few years? Or?
I don't know. I did try to get him to the youth team. I'm glad I didn't succeed, bearing in mind what happened to our youth team.
Yes.
But I don't know. We'll see. But,
I just see him leaning on the manager.
Not interfering at all. No.
Brilliant.
You'll tap on the shoulder.
Well, nice. Thanks very much.
Thank you. It's been good.
On.
Very
we were in the last series. We were obviously putting our list together in the last series, and I think when I said about you, Roger, you went, let's not punch ourselves out in the first series. He's like, let's keep some real interesting people back to it. Because we obviously did the story of Aberraman with Di Morgan. We did the story of Monmouth Town. So we might keep something back for this series. But
it's good.
But not many people know about the background of STM. They just appeared.
No, that's right. From
in the amateur league and then in the Welsh league, and people are like, "Man, these fuckers come from."
Yeah, no, that's right. That's absolutely right. Yeah. So no. All good fun.
Well, pleasure. We might have to do round 2 when Taffs will get promoted now.
Yeah, well, that'd be good. Yes, in a year's time, definitely.
Gaze in as well.
Definitely. Yeah, get Goytre in.
Well, no, we deliberately asked Nigel to come on first, right? Just purely because we know it'll really hurt Goytre that we got Nigel before him.
I did try and convince him that it would have been a very good idea for him to come down tonight. He's got this thing at the moment about he's off to the Caribbean, I think.
Is he?
In a week's time. So
what? You can't come out in the night?
Oh, well, he's a bit busy tonight. A bit busy. I did try and convince him.
He needs an episode all to himself.
He does really, yeah.
He needs an episode all to himself because that guy's got stories.
Oh, hasn't he just?
He just doesn't tell them very often until people hear it.
I know, but yeah. So there we go. All good.
Brilliant. Thanks, Nigel. Been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Top man.
Thank you.
Good man.
Super job.